Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Yoga Birch, and today we're going to be doing a yin yoga practice. So what that means, we're going to do really nice deep stretches all over our body, opening our chest, really slowing down, but getting into those deeper muscles and letting our body sink into that. So grab a pillow or a blanket and have that prepared, and let's just get started. Coming to a seat on our mat, let's bring our pillow underneath us or blanket and sitting up. So having our hips propped, we want our pelvis above our knees. Just to ease into practice today. Closing our eyes. And let's begin slowing our breath down. You can either have your hands flipped up or cupping your knees. Flipping up, asking for outside enlightenment, and having our hands flipped towards our knees is looking internally into ourselves for that enlightenment. So slowing our breath down, starting to tune into ourselves and see how we feel today at the beginning of our practice. Really paying attention to our chest lifting and lowering with each breath. Feeling the rhythm of our own heartbeat, our own sound. Let's take one more breath. And inhale our arms to the ceiling, opening our eyes if they were not already open. And releasing the arms down. Let's have one more here. Inhale and exhale, bringing that right arm in front of us and squeezing that arm towards our chest, rolling our shoulder down. Breathing into the back of our arm, into our shoulder blade. And release, inhaling our arms up and switching sides, bringing our left arm across our chest now, rolling that shoulder down and spreading our fingers to the right. And one more breath here. And releasing our arms. Making sure here in our position that we are sitting back like we're sitting in a chair. We tend to sit forward when our hips are lifted. We still want to be sitting and connecting our tailbone to the floor through our prop here. So becoming aware of how we are sitting. Take a breath here. And let's drop our chin to our chest. And starting to rotate our head to the right and to the left, really working into these back neck muscles that are attached to our shoulders. Intentionally paying attention to our body today. Not going through the motions, being the motion. One more breath. Pausing at the right, bringing our right arm to our left ear and letting gravity pull our elbow down, lightly creating a little bit of length now, sitting up through our spine. Inhale, bringing that arm, left arm to the left, our fingertips touching the mat. One more breath and release. Switching now over to the left side. Bring our left hand to our right ear. Extending through that right arm. Inhale. Exhale. Letting the tension dissolve. One more breath. And releasing that. Bring your head back to center. Now bringing our hands to the back of our head, intertwining our fingers and letting it lay at the base of our neck and head here. Our occipitus, septum. One more breath and let your elbows fall. Sitting up through the spine, letting gravity bring our elbows down. Let's inhale, look underneath our right elbow. Release, let's look under our left. Just getting a nice extension through our spine, into our neck. Releasing the tension. One more breath in the middle. And let's press our head back into our hands, opening up our chest. So feeling a nice deep stretch here in our arms and our chest, maybe even the back of our triceps, upper back. One more breath. And release. Let's do a couple seated cat-cows. So bringing our hands to our knees and pressing our chest forward, shutting our heart out to the sky, arching in our back, letting our belly arch forward, pulling against our knees, and release. Arching now, bringing our chin to chest, making an arch in our spine, and coming here. Now we can still pull against our knees, creating a little bit more of a stretch into our arms and upper mid-back. And finding your own pace here. Seated cat-cows, loosening up our spine, waking up our pelvis, shifting it to the back and the front. One more breath here. And let's meet neutral spine now. Let's remove the pillow, but keep it close by. And come to Dandasana, staff pose. So bringing our legs in front of us, making sure our toes are actively looking towards the sky here, removing our glutes beneath us so we can really sit, like that feeling of sitting on a chair, onto our sits bones here. So stitching up through the middle, bringing our pillow now to the top of our legs so we can have a nice relaxing stretch. If you need, you can have a slight bend in your knees or even bring another prop, a blanket or a pillow underneath them, whatever feels good. Yin postures are about really relaxing into poses, so whatever can make that easier so you can stay there longer. So let's take a breath. Inhaling up, dropping our shoulders, reaching up to the sky, and let's hinge at the hips and fold over our blanket. Our first real yin posture today. Dropping your head before we completely relax, wherever you can grab your shins, your ankles, your toes. Let's inhale. Look forward, extending our head towards the front of the room. Inhale and release down over your pillow. Taking about 3 to 5 breaths here, really getting a nice deep stretch into our hamstrings. With each exhale, letting your body fall a little bit deeper over the pillow. Let's take one more breath here. Extending up, removing that pillow now, and see where we are. So inhaling our arms up and hinging at the hips, coming forward. Maybe we have a little bit more space in our hamstrings to grab our ankles or our feet, or even the side. This works too. Wherever you are, take a deep breath and exhale. Move yourself a little bit deeper, letting those hamstrings and calf muscles release into the ground. Releasing the tension in your forehead, in your jaw. Maybe you're holding your head up. Let your head drop. Bring your chin to your chest. And just relax in this pose. Let's take one more breath. And walking ourselves back up here. Let's bring our legs in now to one of my favorites, star pose. So, bringing our heels away from our pelvis, where there's about an arm's length away from you here. If your knees are high, you can bring, again, the prop underneath your knees to allow that release. Also, you can bring the pillow into your lap. I'm actually going to do that. So, but if you have a pretty good flexibility here, let yourself fall over. If not, or if you want a little bit of a supported stretch, let's do that. So inhale your arms up. Take a deep breath, look up at the sky, and let yourself fall over your legs now, bringing your head to your pillow or your feet. You can either bring your arms under your head too, whatever feels good. Just stretching deeply into now the outsides of our RT bands into our glutes. Taking a deep breath and releasing. Take one more breath here. If you have the pillow, remove that now and let ourselves fall a little bit deeper down. But inhale, walking our arms over to the right side. Making sure you can even bring your arm to the left leg to push yourself farther. If not, just walk your hands. Deep breath, extend out over your right. And now let's walk back through the center and over to the left side. Getting a nice deep stretch into our right side body and into our IT bands. Inhale, exhale. One more breath, walking back through the center, maybe coming a little bit deeper. And let's move ourselves back up, grabbing the outsides of our knees, bringing them in, giving ourselves a nice hug, dropping our head to our knees. Sometimes this can be the most comforting, having our own self to hug. Remembering that we fit into ourselves perfectly. Our hands can grasp each other, our head can lay nicely on our knees. Comforting and supporting ourselves, being strong in vulnerability. One more breath. And let's dive forward now. Coming to our tabletop, moving slowly here. Inhaling, let's do some cat-cows now in our tabletop. So that same motion, inhale, dropping that belly, arching the belly forward like there's a U in your spine. So bringing your tail up and the top of your head up, rolling those shoulders down and back, and making sure we're pressing through our fingertips. We can feel the whole part of our hand here. Inhale. And now arching our back up, dropping our head, feeling like a cat really in this posture. Pressing down into our tops of our feet and again into our fingertips, really feeling our shoulders over wrist here, in our hips, over knees, and dropping our belly, going at our own pace. So if you want to speed it up or slow it down, whatever feels good for you. Listening to your own body. This is your practice. Remembering to breathe, releasing the tension. Now let's meet neutral spine after your last cow with your belly dropped. And neutral spine. Keeping our hips over our knees. Let's walk our hands out in front of us, starting to bring our chest towards the ground. Again, if you need that pillow or blanket for some support here, that's perfect. So coming into our puppy posture and really feeling that support of the pillow and how you can allow your body to sink a little bit deeper with knowing that there's support there. So wherever you are, using the pillow or not, sinking your hips down, bringing your chin or your forehead to the mat. Listening to your body here. Stretching deeply into our shoulders, our chest. And release. Having 3 to 5 breaths. Take one more breath here, sinking a little deeper. And now let's walk our hands back up, pressing again brightly into our fingers, tucking our toes, and pushing back up into downward dog. Our first dog of the day. So walk it out. Feel yourself here, pressing the floor away, bringing our heels towards the ground, bending into one knee and then the other. Feeling that deep stretch in our hamstrings. Take one more breath, finding stillness. Feeling like an equilateral triangle here. So equal pressing of our hands and our feet. Let's inhale, lifting that right leg, opening the hips. Getting a little bit deeper of a stretch. Bending at the knee and bringing the knee forward. Here, low lunge. Inhale, finding our knee over ankle. And then let's drop that knee. Here we are. Knee dropped. And let's play with that. So just pressing back with our legs straight. And then back over the knee. Just waking up the hip. One more breath. Let's inhale, letting our body fall over the front knee now, crescent lunge. So we can either stay right here, you can have the pillow underneath your hip, or let's inhale, bringing our hands to our knee, staying there, or inhaling our arms up and sinking. Bringing the shoulders away from the ears. Getting a nice deep stretch into that front quad. Sinking. Close your eyes. Let go of the tension. One more breath. And let's release back down now. Heel toeing that foot, right foot over to left side of our mat into pigeon. Now if you can't do this, you can bring, again, the pillow underneath your hip. You can sit up on that pillow. So it allows a little bit more space for you. If the knee is talking to you, just simply come to a seated position with your back leg bent, your front leg bent to the same side, and you can still get that nice stretch. But if you can do a full pigeon, meet me here for a deeper stretch, bringing your right foot and leg parallel with the top of our mat. So inhale, pressing into our hands, getting a slight back bend. Inhale and exhale, releasing over your leg. Again, you can bring the pillow here and have a little bit of comfort, letting your body really release. Closing your eyes and coming back to your breath. Let's take one more breath here wherever you are and start lifting ourselves up. Inhale, look forward. And now, pressing into that right palm, inhaling that left arm up and twisting to the back to look at those toes. Inhale, exhale. Maybe lifting that leg, that left leg, and grasping towards our toes. Or if you can lift it and bring your hand closer, whatever feels good, or just keep the twist and leave your leg down. Just getting a little bit of a deeper stretch now into that left quad. Inhale, pressing that left hip down. Breathe through the tension. One more breath. Slowly, with control, release it down. Inhaling, bringing that left arm back to meet the right, curling those left toes, and bringing our right leg up into three-legged dog. Shake it out. Release the tension. And when you're ready, bringing that right foot to meet the left. Inhaling, pressing back down through those heels. Working them towards the ground here. One more breath. And let's inhale that left leg up. Bending at the knee, getting a deep stretch, looking underneath that left arm. Inhale, bringing our hips back to square, bending the knee, and coming all the way through to low lunge. So finding our knee over ankle, breathing here, and let's release that right knee now. So again, playing with our muscles here. Inhale, bringing our weight over that left foot and back, waking up that leg. Remembering to continue to breathe. And when we've found enough movement, let's come to stillness with our knee over the left foot. Inhale, lifting up, Staying here, again, you can bring that pillow under the right leg or stay here holding on, pressing through our left knee, or inhaling the arms up and letting our body sink, crescent lunge, stitching the ribs, bringing our heart to the ceiling, our shoulders away from our ears. Smile. One more breath. And let's release now. Bringing that left foot towards the right side of the mat. Coming into pigeon again. If this is a hard position, propping our hip up or coming to a bent, sitting back onto our butt and leaning over this way. You can still get a nice stretch, but if you want to have a little bit of a deeper stretch and feel comfortable, let's come to pigeon. So breathing here, inhale, stretching up and back, and releasing over that left leg. Bringing the pillow for some comfort and letting yourself tune back in to your breath. Closing your eyes, remembering to breathe here, letting go of the tension, sinking deeper into our muscles, allowing ourselves to become one with the ground. Paying attention to where each point of our body is touching the mat today. What is the significance of those pieces of our body? How is it holding us up, supporting us? We support ourselves and are strong. Let's take one more breath here. Really sinking deeper into our body, into our pigeon pose. One more breath. And let's press ourselves back up, removing the pillow if we had it. Inhaling. Now taking that right arm to look back at those right toes. Staying here if you like, or bending at that right leg, knee, and grasping onto our toes now. Getting a deeper stretch, really rolling down that right hip. It wants to move up. And again, if you are in the modified version and you're like this, and your legs are bent, you can still have a nice twist. You're still getting a really nice deep stretch into the outside of our thighs. One more breath. And let's release that. Tucking our toes, pressing rightly through our hands, and coming up into three-legged dog. Shaking that out. One more breath. Here, coming to stillness just for a moment in downward dog. And let's drop our knees and bring our knees wider than the mat into our wide angled child's pose. So again, we can bring our pillow or blanket underneath us, letting our body fall over. And again, having that comfort, bringing those arms in front of us and relaxing here for a moment. It's good to have slow practices sometimes and really intentionally work on slowing down and deepening those stretches. It can create a relaxation, releasing of anxieties. Slowing down is really important, and breathing. Let's take one more breath. Inhale. If you have the pillow there, let's remove it. And do the same thing. So we're going to inhale, walk over to the right side, bringing our left hand over the right hand and sinking deep, getting a nice deep side body stretch. So now let's bring our left arm up at a bend and thread through our right arm underneath the left, bringing the top of our shoulder now to the mat, getting just a little bit of a twist. Sinking deeper into our child's pose. Inhale, exhale, release. One more breath. Lifting back up, walking now through the center and over to the left side. So bringing now our right hand over our left and sinking down, getting a nice deep stretch into our right side body. One more breath. Now bringing the right arm up and threading that left arm through underneath. Bringing the top of our left arm onto the mat and having a nice twist. Looking up at the ceiling. Breathing into the spots that are holding onto tension still. One more breath. Release. Walking back through the center one more time. And lifting ourselves all the way up. Coming to one side or the other now. Sitting down into our easy position. Legs crossed. Inhale. Exhale. Coming back to our center, our breath. Let's bring the soles of our feet together into Baddha Konasana, bound angle. So our legs or feet are going to be closer to our pelvis. Let's inhale, exhale, working those knees towards the ground. If there's a lot of space and is creating tension, again, bring that prop underneath your legs. Have a nice easy pose here, or bring it to our center. Wherever you are, I'm going to keep mine in my center. Inhale your arms up, drop your head, and let's release over our legs, over those pillows or blanket. And letting our head drop, feeling the release of our legs, of our head, letting go. Inhale and exhale. Take one more breath here wherever we are. Sinking a little bit deeper. And slowly starting to walk ourselves back up, removing the pillow and grabbing the outsides of our knees. Let's give ourselves one more hug here. So squeezing into the tightest ball you can, dropping your head. Breathing here, arching through our back. Feeling where your body is touching the ground. Connect through that. And let's release. Coming now to our back. But let's make sure that the pillow or blanket is behind us. So we want it to be at the base of our spine. We can have our legs bent here to slowly lower over, down. We want our chest lifted in this last pose here. Really opening up through our heart. So Maybe adjusting, finding what feels good, but you really want your chest above your hips. So coming here, you can keep your knees bent. You can either, if you have lower back problems, bringing our feet to the outside of our mat and letting our knees fall in will create a lot of comfort in that lower spine, especially in this position. It can compromise that spine if it already is a little difficult. Finding what feels good here. If not, bringing our feet out a little bit wider than the mat into a Shavasana pose. Squeezing our shoulder blades in underneath us and letting it go. Inhale, exhale. Letting our body sink into the floor. Opening up our chest here to create more breath, more space for air to enter the lungs. Slowing down our breath, paying attention to our body and how we feel now at the end of class. Let's take one more breath, the deepest you've taken all day. In through your nose. Exhale. Feel free to stay here for as long as you want. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today for our Yin Yoga practice. I'm Yoga Birch. Namaste.